Welcome, once again,
We're back.
to our adventures in Middle-earth.
Yep.
Yeah. Hasn't been all that long since the last one. What, maybe 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's 2 in 1 month. Actually, this is our 3rd video this month.
I know. It's crazy.
Battle report.
It's like we're on a roll.
Hopefully
Serious
everybody watched that battle report and
yeah, if I'll put a link to the battle report at the end of the video, so go check it out. We're gonna throw up a few battle reports this year, I think. See how it goes.
it's fun. I liked it.
It was good. I liked it too. You got to get on those counters though. We need to get more.
Haven't done that yet.
Yeah,
I've been doing other things, so.
So you were busy today at a tournament.
I was at the Hooded Goblin again.
Yeah. But not for
the Hobbit.
Middle-earth.
It was for another genre.
Yeah. Star Wars.
One about a guy who finds out that his dad is his dad and it wasn't killed by his dad or something like that, whatever. It's like, I'm your father.
Like we were just talking about, may the Force be with you.
Yeah, may the Force be with you. That's impossible.
I was just joking because it's like the Dead March Spectres and a fell light is on you. Whenever I go to use it, I always want to say, the Force is with you. The Force is with you. I mean, a fell light is on you.
The Force is with you, Aragorn.
But you had, there were a few guys there that are now also playing The Hobbit.
There's a few, yeah. There's at least 2 guys that have played in the tournaments that we've been to at the store, and there's a couple of the guys that are there at the store that I hadn't seen before, but they had talked about having armies, and there was lots of talk of Sauron.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what that was all about, but everybody's looking for one.
They probably just found out how crazy good he is.
I think they had like a night where they met at someone's house, and Sauron and
Sauron was like, chill soul and people down.
Yeah, and Gil-Galad was mentioned a few times, so I think they're doing like the whole everybody fighting against Sauron type thing.
But we've seen the same thing happen though with people in other game systems like 40K and whatnot.
Yeah.
Since the box sets come out, there's been a lot of new people like come over to the Hobbit. Sure. And you know, for the last 6 months, we've seen a lot of new faces in our league.
Yeah, and there's a couple of guys that I know of as like War Machine players, or they played War Machine at some point. Then I know them from that, and they're starting to get into the Hobbit.
Yeah, so it's good. I mean, there's lots of other games out there. We play other games too, but you know what? Putting the box set out, it has really brought dividends to Middle-earth strategy battle games.
Yeah, like when you throw all that stuff that they put in there in the box, and it comes with a rule book. You basically buy a box with a buddy and split it. And
well, I mean, our Facebook group too, we were getting like pretty much 25, 30 new people a month for 4 or 5 months after the box set came out.
Yeah, well, even other groups have had a surge in people joining because of it. Yeah. And actually, funny enough, like I listen to a lot of podcasts for other games, and there's people from Scotland that were like talking about it, and another podcast.
Like podcasts for other games talking about Middle-earth strategy.
Yeah, the one that I'm talking about was for Age of Sigmar, and there's another one that I listened to for Star Wars Legion, and both of them had people mentioning The Hobbit and how the new box is out, and they want to try the game. So it's.
Well, I know it's been an eye-opener.
Tendrils have...
Well, the thing is, too, is like once people come into the game, they generally really like it because they compare it to the game that they were playing, and in a lot of cases it has something maybe that they thought was missing in the other game. So that's good. So
like my big thing is, I can't get my army completely destroyed the first turn. Oh, that's a big seller. That's what I say to people. I'm like, you want to play a game where you don't lose the first turn? Come play The Hobbit.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a shame we won't talk about those other games.
No. We'll leave them in the past.
Yeah. The Force is not with them.
No.
The GT was
it was last weekend
in England last weekend. It was on live on Twitch.
I watched 4 of the 6 games.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of it too.
Because there's no way I'm getting up at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was, I didn't realize it was on that early, but it was tough because I usually spend my morning watching soccer, and it was kind of like. Yeah. But I did watch I did watch Adam Troke and I forget the other fellow's name, where they were commenting, or not commenting, doing commentary.
Commentary, yeah.
On the...
That was the Sunday. Adam wasn't there on the Saturday.
Yeah.
He was doing something else, I think.
Okay, so...
But, I think it's Nick something.
Yeah. It was cool watching it, though. Like, I enjoyed it.
The camera work and the overlay was really neat. Because you could see, like, how much might people had left and if their leader had been wounded, or... a lot of people had commented, because they had mentioned it a bunch of times in the broadcast, that...
I'm not a big fan of the directly from above shot, so it was good because they did zoom in a few times.
And they had different cameras.
Yeah, but I would have preferred if they had done a little bit more of that. But even still, it was good, and I liked all the commentary and... For
what they did, like, you can't get in there with a camera and be filming, because the guys are trying to play.
No, they were zooming in from a distance, I think, but... it was kind of fun, like, you know, like Adam Troke was like looking the rules up in the rule book as it was going on. So that was good.
Is a lot of the people, because like you have to subscribe to that channel to be able to talk. And a lot of people were like, no, this is how it is, and this is what the rule is. And they're having conversations about armies and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. No, it was good. I enjoyed it. Did you see the latest on the community website about models? I don't know if we talked about this last time. They got new models coming out. Yeah,
well, they talked about it at, I guess it was Saturday night. They had the sit down.
They would have shown. They probably had the models there for.
Yeah. So they showed the group that, and then the next morning we were able to see it because a bunch of people had posted onto the Facebook group, and then they talked about it again during the day. So
Merry and Eowyn or Durin helm.
Yep.
Mounted
new
on
plastic
foot.
kit.
That's a plastic, eh?
Yeah. So it's basically
very much like the Gandalf with Pippin type thing.
Yeah. So that hero sprue.
Yeah. I should have brought my book down for Gondor at War so we could have looked at the profile. I didn't.
Yeah.
But I think the profile is good.
Now that there's a model to go with it too.
Yeah.
That'll add a lot. But
I think it'll be a popular one too.
There's a couple other there's more models, 2 other models that were announced as well.
The evil guys.
Which I'm not happy that those models are coming out. I'm happy that I'm not happy that they specifically are coming out for those models. But the fact that those models are coming out makes me happy.
Like, I don't know about these models because I don't play any of them, but like the first one is Raza, Fang of the Serpent. He's
a new character in Gondor at War for the Serpent Horde. He's bodyguard to Suladan, so he's like his...
And he's infantry only with a spear, I think, right?
Yeah. He's his enforcer. I think they talked about it on the stream, and it was if Suladan has like a rival leader challenging him, he'll send Raza off to be like, that guy needs to
go get rid of that guy.
He needs to go for
he needs
a
to
long
have
walk.
He needs to have an unfortunate accident.
Yeah. So he has a bonus where you secretly note down another hero on their force, and then at a combat where they're together, Raza is like, haha, I'm better than you, and he gets +2 to his fight and I think something else.
Cool.
He's fairly good. Like he's a great line troop. His fight's only 4, I believe, but poison spear with Bane of Kings and all.
Probably he's got a low defense also, right?
Yeah, but it's one of those haha gotcha type things.
What's the other guy? Delgamar, the Gate Master of Umbar.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah. You know about him?
Jay Clare was actually using him.
Oh,
he had converted up one to use. I guess he had converted up a...
Oh, I guess we should have said that Jay Clare won the GT.
Yes, he did. Actually, it was like I think it was a 3 or 4 or 5-way tie with 5 and 1.
Well, I think if I remember right, the 2 guys that were playing on the top table in the final game, none of them podiumed.
No.
Neither of them podiumed. They did.
Because it wasn't just battle, there was like soft scores and stuff.
Yeah, because they were saying that like all of the guys at the top I think there was like 6 of them or something. They all finished with the same record at the end.
Yeah.
And so the winners was all decided on soft score.
Mm-hmm.
It was all sportsmanship and painting that basically separated those top 5 or 6 people.
Just good. I like a
Jay Clare won, and I've forgotten the names of the guys that came in second and third. But Jay actually
nobody remembers second.
No,
it's always the first person.
Sorry, second place guy.
Yeah,
third place guy.
Because you're the first and second loser.
Yeah. But I think Jay said that after winning that tournament, that he's either not going to play competitively anymore, or play less competitive tournaments. Or
I can't remember what he said about that.
Because he's won all the big ones now.
Okay,
right?
yeah, he's won Articon.
Something like that.
The GT. But yeah, anyway, Dagomar, his thing is like, he's got a whip and a sword and
throwing weapon, I think I read.
Yeah, well, most of the Umbar army has that, but he has a special rule where he can allow Corsairs to reroll a die in combat.
Mm-hmm.
But if they fail to win the combat or kill the thing they're fighting, they take a strength 2 hit or something like that.
Okay.
So it's like it's a punishment. Or maybe if they lose the roll off, they get whipped. It's like, you're terrible. Kill your own guys.
Yeah. He's a cool looking model though. I like that model.
But the thing that I think we both enjoyed hearing about the most was a new edition of the Battle Companies. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently it was like a Marvel, like after the end credits kind of thing at the show or something.
So it's like, wait, everybody left. Oh, there's another slide.
Yeah.
You fools. Who leaves Marvel movies now? Like, what is this, your first Marvel movie you're ever going to see? There's always end credit scenes.
I know, it's crazy.
At least 1, if not 2.
Yeah.
We sit through the credits of a lot of movies now.
Yeah.
Because of the end credit thing.
Well, because there have been ones in other movie franchises too now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently coming soon.
Yeah, well.
A new edition of Battle Companies.
That could be anywhere from now and next year.
Well, generally, I think when they say it's coming soon, it's months away. It's not it's not a year away. It's probably.
Well, like those 3 models that they announced, I'm assuming they're going to be like the April releases.
Mm-hmm. Or
have they done anything in March? They might do like the pack of the Raza and Dagomar this month, and then next month might be Eowyn, and then the book might be after that.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably 2 to 4 months.
Yeah, that's usually that's soon in GW speak.
Like the book is probably already written.
Yeah. Maybe
even printed, but whatever.
But
and funny enough, we just did a review of Battle Companies in our Adventures in Middle-earth on episode 11. So go check it out if you want to hear our thoughts on it.
What changes we wanted to see happen.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go back and rewatch it and see.
Yeah, well actually when the new one comes out, we'll see if any of our wish list stuff came true. So just on a sort of side note, so our channel here is
it's not our channel.
Well, it's not our channel. It's our group's channel.
Yeah.
It's not a monetized channel.
No.
So we don't get anything from it. We're just doing it for love.
Love of the game.
Love of the game.
Love of the sport.
Yeah. And we don't spam our videos all over the internet either.
No.
Like, I think once or twice we've posted. I think when we started the Battle Companies and finished the Battle Companies, I posted, and on the same post that I did the first time, on the GBHL. But other than that, like, we don't throw up links to our videos all over the place.
No.
And it's just because we don't want to do it, and we see so much of it happening all over the place, and after a while it tends to get a bit much.
Yeah.
But like, our channel has now hit the massive number of 200 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well,
but considering the fact that we don't spam our stuff, like, all those people have actually found us. The only place we post our videos is on the OSBGL Facebook group.
Yeah.
Generally. So So we've come by them honestly, those 200.
Should be 201.
Yeah.
Because I haven't subscribed.
What are you doing? Come on. Well, I don't know if you count anyways. You're making the videos.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so 200.
Yeah.
So thank you to those 200.
That's a big milestone.
It is. Yeah.
That's great.
Who knows? That. Maybe we'll be at 400 sometime.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. The future. I like how you love that open-ended.
You know, down the road.
Down the road, yeah.
Ready for a little bingo? How's your bingo?
That's a bingo. My bingo.
It's only been 3 weeks. Check off any boxes. I got the bingo card here.
I partially have started some of them.
Yeah. Well, we've been working on a few, like, you know, watching the movie series and reading the books.
Reading the books. Before we get into that, I was talking about something earlier with those new models, saying how I like the fact that they're coming out. I'm sorry I had to interrupt you here. Because I'm excited because those models are in that book. Yeah. And there's no model for them. Now there's a model. Yeah. What else is in that book that I play the army of that they don't have a model for?
I don't know. Oh,
the Heralds of the Dead.
Yeah.
So there's still a chance.
Harold.
A fool's of a
good
chance.
Old Harold. Yeah.
There wasn't much hope or whatever. I butchered that, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm hoping that we get...
So you think that means that we're going to see Harold?
Yeah.
What's it called? The Herald of the
Herald
Dead?
Of the Dead. Yeah.
Herald of the Dead?
We'll see Harold and Kumar, but...
Alright.
Yeah, but...
Well, I'm sure there's lots of other ones in that book as well that...
There's a couple. Well, there's at least another Rohan.
There's like, there was 4 new Rohan heroes, I believe. Mm. So one of them has now got a model.
Yeah.
Or no, there's 2 because last month was the throwing spear guy. I've forgotten his name. Yeah, Elfham. Yeah.
And they're gonna remake Éomer. That guy deserves a new model.
You would think so. Yeah, after getting rid of the really awesome Marshal of the Rittermark, and now they just have that Éomer model, which is kind of like...
yeah. Questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's still hope. Not much, but there's some there that we'll see that. So I'm still holding out.
Still holding out.
For the Herald and maybe a new King of the Dead.
Yeah. What's wrong with the old King of the Dead?
Nothing.
You just don't like it.
No, he's like, yeah. He's doing the whole...
He's like throwing his chest out.
Yeah, he's doing the, what is that, Princess Leia from Return of the Last Jedi. Oh man, I'm too late.
Losing it. You're tired.
I'm tired.
It's like you've been at a tournament all day or something.
Yeah, my nerd...
Okay, let's go back to Hobby Bingo because I feel good about it this month.
I cut you off because I didn't do anything?
Yeah, because you got no X's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've worked on a couple things but haven't actually gotten all the way to crossing anything off. So I got this one, which is paint a model for an army you don't currently play. Because in the tournament we went to a few weeks ago,
the
Chaos in Middle-earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a crazy event, which we'll tell you about in a second. But I painted Bomber from Thorn's company, the plastic one. Yeah, so
it's a model from an army you do not play.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Got that one, and I also got Watch the Hobbit trilogy. Mm. So I countered your Watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy with Watch the Hobbit trilogy.
See, I've watched... No, I haven't. I keep saying that, but I've been trying to watch The Hobbit.
I started watching the first Lord of the Rings movie today, but I only got about half an hour into it, so...
You gotta watch the whole thing.
And I think you're at 10 X's now, and I'm at 9. Yeah. So we're getting there.
So I can slack a little bit. You were already a couple behind.
Yeah, you were 3 ahead, so just like, yeah, whatever. Give me an episode to catch up.
Is there any you're like looking to knock off before our next one?
Well, I would hope very much that we would both play all of the match play scenarios at least once because we both have only one to play.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's not the same.
It's not the same. Domination for you, or is it?
Domination for me.
And Reconnoiter for me. Yeah, so the rest of them Don't know. Just work on them as we do.
Yeah.
So, the tournament.
Yeah.
We went to a tournament. It was, 2 weeks ago now?
It was the 3rd of March? Yes.
3rd of March?
Because there was the 3rd of February and the 3rd of March, yeah.
Yeah,
because
so
it worked out that way. So
like
it's a couple weeks ago. What's today, the 16th? So 17th, yeah, 2 weeks ago.
And it was a very different tournament. We both thought that it was going to be an open play event, and we said that in our last
because it said open play on the sheet.
Yeah, because in the tournament pack, it actually did say the words open play. So that's why we got a little bit confused. But it wasn't actually open play.
No.
It was a match play, but with a lot of elements kind of from open play in a sense, in that they were allowing good to play with evil in the same army. So
it was, you still had to take a leader and troops
in a warband
format from that army list.
Yeah, so you could take, like, I took Vrasku with 12 guys from Isengard, for example.
Exactly.
No problem with that.
I took King of the Dead with, I think, like 14.
But then, like, you could have good or evil mixed together. So, like, I also had Galadriel, the regular one, with a bunch of Galadrim.
Okay.
In the same army.
Yep.
Go on.
Well, you may as well finish yours and then I'll explain mine.
Okay, well, I was going to say, so if you did combine good and evil, it was all, the prizes were all going to be done like raffle style.
Raffle tickets,
Raffle ticket style.
Which is what the Hooded Goblin...
Yeah, they do that, and we've sort of like gone more in that direction in the league anyways. But like if you did good and evil in the same one, you got an extra ticket.
Yeah.
If you did more than 4 factions, you got an extra ticket.
Yeah.
And I forget, there's probably more. But
winning was 3
if you were
tickets.
A new player, first event, you got. If you prepaid, you got.
Is your army fully painted?
Yeah.
Do you have a display board?
Yeah.
Basically, you can just machine gun 1 ticket.
Yeah. So I went for maximum number of tickets.
So did I.
Yeah. So I had 5 factions. So I had Vrasku and Isengard. I had Galadriel and a bunch of Galadrim, and I won't remember what my army's now. I had
Castellan.
I had Flowey with, I think, 4 or 5 dwarves with shields.
Yep.
To shut down all, Thranduil's magic hat. Sorry, turn it off.
Yeah.
I had a Castellan from Dol Guldur,
yep.
just because they're so darn good. And I had Bomber.
To give will
Well,
to...
because all 3 of those things, I had Galadriel,
yeah.
I had a Castellan, and I had Flowey, all of whom could use extra will.
Yeah, and the tournament was ruled that special rules could affect good and evil.
Exactly, yeah.
It's basically like there's no good and evil, it's just take whatever.
Yeah, so that's what I took.
Yeah.
And how many points was that? I forget
650.
now. 650, yeah. What did you have?
I had the King of the Dead, who was my leader, leading bunch of troops and a couple cavalry, all from the Dead of Dunharrow.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had a ring wraith from the Barad-dûr list.
Mm-hmm. Was he just like a no-name?
Basic ring wraith.
Okay.
No name.
Yeah.
On a horse, 7 will, which is what you get base. So basically I bought him a horse and an extra and a point of fate.
Okay.
So there's 0, 7, 1 on horse. So I was.
So it's just there to expand your like -1 courage bubble.
I had that my first faction was king. My army was like the spirit bomb, I called it, because all of my models were spirits.
yeah, I forgot.
So I had
that.
King of the Dead and a bunch of guys. A ring wraith from Barad-dûr, the same exact loadout ring wraith, but he's from Mordor.
Okay. So it's a different faction.
Because you could do that. So that's my 3rd faction. My 4th faction was Angmar, which I had a Barrow-wight with 2 Dead March Spectres.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you, and be with you always. Then my last one was, why can I never remember the name of this faction? It was the Lingering Shadow from the...
Dol Guldur, right?
Yeah, but what's the faction called? Whatever.
I always want to call them the Dark Denizens, but it's not. That's
No.
the other one.
Anyway,
yeah.
It's those guys. So I had 5 factions, and everything was a spirit, and there was a bunch of -1 courage. The King of the Dead didn't get that because another thing was there's no army special bonuses. Because basically everything would have been impossible allies, but it wasn't that case. So that's what I had.
All right, and the games, the way the scenarios worked was that everybody was not playing the same scenario.
No, it was, okay, round 1, here's the 3 scenarios.
Yeah. So the TO, which was Lewis, he would list 3 scenarios that all of the people could play, and then the players would either choose if they could agree or roll randomly.
Yeah. And
I think we rolled randomly with my opponents for everyone.
I think the first game we picked, because my first game we picked.
Okay, go with your first game. You got 2 minutes.
The timer.
We're timing you this time because we talk way too long about these games. Okay, go.
Okay, so this happened and that happened. No, okay. Yeah. So my first game was against a new player.
Jake was his name, apparently.
Jake. Okay, so it's a good thing you wrote that down because I forgot. We played Reconnoiter. 3 choices were Reconnoiter, Domination, and something else that we didn't pick.
Okay.
So we picked Reconnoiter because it would be something easy.
Yeah.
He was playing Glorfindel with some elves, Moria, and Mordor with a troll. And I basically avoided Gil-Galad and his friends, killed some elves. On the far side, I just decimated the goblins.
Did you get guys off the table, or?
I got 1 guy off the table, so I won the mission from that. Well, I think I broke him as well, and he didn't break me. Oh man, there's a minute.
Halfway.
Halfway. But yeah, the tactic that I had planned to use with the army worked. It was my -1 courage and everything causing terror, and you have a big scary monster troll thing, drink courage, drink courage. And then he had a leader that had might, and I'd be like, sap your will, paralyze you, kill you, type of thing, right?
Yeah, it was an army full of tricks.
Yeah. And then I had my lingering shadow just like hopping around and be like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you right now, so you can fight this thing. And who cares if you die, because you're just going to come back and fight it again, right?
Yeah.
And he was relatively new, so we talked a lot. I almost didn't get a guy off the table because we had spent so much time talking about how to play the rules and that, which is unfortunately something that happens when you play a new player.
Well, it's not unfortunate. I mean, that's what we do, right?
Okay, I get 5 more seconds because you cut into my time. So I won my game.
You won your game. Okay, my game. Let me start. My game was Domination, and this is why you played Reconnoiter, I played Domination, so that's where we screwed up for the bingo. And I played Taylor, which is another newer player that I hadn't played before.
Oh, not Taylor from the League Taylor. Okay.
No. And he had an army consisting of like a lot of evil heroes, and I can't remember exactly what he had. Like he had Shagrat War Leader, he had a troll, he had a bunch of orcs, maybe a troll chieftain. I forget exactly what he had. But then on top of that, he had Legolas sitting at the back.
That's a good drop.
Sniping me. Yeah, so I mean, it was a fairly straightforward game. It was a fun game. It was Domination, and in the end, like my army was a lot larger than his, because I think my model count was like upwards around 30, and I ended up just getting more objectives than him and holding them. Okay. But really, like first game, it was like. Bomberg was just not doing his thing, and there really wasn't a lot on the board for me to affect with Flowey.
Oh, okay.
Right? So both of those were kind of like, meh. Didn't really do anything for me. But good game, and I managed to win that one.
Cool. Lots of time left over.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm the one that's quick on these explanations. You're the one that goes on and on.
Well, it's because you keep cutting into my time.
Okay, game 2.
Are we going to go me first or you?
You.
Okay. So my second game, I forget what the choices were, but we both chose to the death.
Okay.
According to your screen. But yeah.
So well, you wrote it all down in my phone after we were at dinner. That's how I knew it was all there.
I played against Justin. I can't remember his last name, but he's a newer player to the game. I played him last time.
Yeah, I played him last time as well.
Or 2 times before that? I can't remember. But he was playing Isildur by himself with a ring and a shield. Gil-Galad with, I think, 12 Kingsguard with shields. Ugh.
Kingsguard he played that in the last tournament too.
And then he had Azog on the White Warg.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So basically...
and it was to the death.
It was to the death. So it was kill stuff. Well, I'm fighting against elves that have fight 6. You're already fighting higher than me because you have fight 5. But it was like shield. Stop. I rolled a 6, you don't win. Or like, oh my god, I rolled a 5. He rolls a 5. So the whole game was... I think there's like 1 elf that just did not die. It was like 10 combats of shielding to win the combat. I had like my whole army surrounding him. Couldn't strike up.
Which of the Numenor guys did he have?
Isildur.
So he had Gil-Galad, Isildur, and Azog. So yeah, the elves are just there to shield for the whole game. Which is what he did. Yeah, well they kill everything.
So they shielded.
30 seconds.
No, it's gonna go over time. Isildur put the ring on. He kept failing his roll, so I was like, yeah, you can just walk back and not be part of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, Azog charges in. I'm like, oh boy, here it goes. Surround him. Sap will. Paralyze.
And did it work?
Yep, killed Azog.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, I think it was the second turn because he charged me and maybe I transfixed him. I can't remember.
Yeah, that paralyzed.
The next turn it was nasty. Like, boom, dead. And then Gil-Galad ended up getting my line, and by the time it mattered, he wasn't... Like, it came down to, I think in the end, I finally started winning combats and killing his elves.
So one thing in the new Magic got, like, really toned down, but not paralyze.
No. Paralyze is the new transfix, man.
It's still as nasty as ever. Yeah. Okay, my game 2. I played Steven, another new player, who was playing Minas Tirith.
Okay.
It was a single faction list as far as I remember. And he had Faramir, Denethor was his leader, and then he had the 2 new Forge World guys. Huron? Is it Huron?
Yeah.
Tall? And I've forgotten the other guy, the Warden of whatever.
Ingbold or...
Yeah. He had those guys. It was also to the death. And it ended in a draw. And it was basically a clash of lines. He charged me on my left with his cavalry.
Yeah.
But I had Galadriel there, so I was able to use some of her spells to, immobilize, I guess she has, and compel them a couple of times. And I was able to take out his cavalry on the left-hand side, and we approached each other for a lot of the game, and I was shooting at him with all my stuff, but just wasn't capitalizing on kills with the shooting. I killed the odd thing, but not much. And it ended up that it was a very low-scoring game because we didn't get any...
Did you draw 0-0?
I think it was a 0-0 draw, and on the very last turn, I knew it wasn't going to work because he had Huron and because of his special rule. But I actually was able to get my... did I get my Castellan into Denethor? And I put a wound on him anyways. I wounded his leader.
Did you Morgul Blade him?
No. Oh. And I don't think it was my Castellan. Anyways, but... Or no, I killed his leader.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I killed him. And maybe I did Morgul Blade him. Can't remember now. And but because he had Huron the Tall there, it doesn't count. Because you have to kill Huron as well.
Okay. So it allows you to take a squishy little hero like that and not care.
Yeah. So it was a draw, and so I had a win and a draw.
I don't know if I said it, but I ended up winning my game
Mm-hmm.
because I broke him, and I think I wounded Gil-Galad. Yeah, so it was a win for me.
Mm-hmm. Game 3?
Game 3. I played against... let me start the clock. There you go. I played against Simon, another new player. He had...
I'm noticing a trend here so far.
Actually, so it was 3 relatively new people. So he had the Spider Queen, which is a weird combination of what he had. The Spider Queen, some Moria Goblins, led by a captain. Theoden leading a whole bunch of riders of Rohan. And then Syrian or Kyrian, the really old elf guy, leading some elves with like blinding light and Or of Command, or of Dismay.
The guy with the dress.
Yeah, the pain in the butt guy.
Yeah, he's my new most hated model to play against.
Yeah, so my army's like really hard to wound with defense 8, and it's like I lose a combat. Yeah, whatever. You're not going to kill my guy, which is what happened in this game. Like I was killing guys, and he tried to charge me using that same tactic, and I was like, oh, well, I'll just run my riders into your cavalry to stop you from getting your cavalry bonuses, and they killed a bunch of guys. Now after that, he's like, okay, forget this, and he runs back and surrounds the center objective. Oh, sorry, I guess we should have said we're playing Hold Ground. So he surrounds the center objective, and for the rest of the game, it was...
Which is what you do when you play Hold Ground.
It was me trying to get guys off of the, like, get into range, and I just couldn't... He wasn't able to kill me, but I couldn't kill him. And
well, your model count was probably a lot lower. Right?
He had a few. Well, he had elves shielding again, which is the problem.
I did take a picture of your game, so I'll throw it up here.
Okay, I didn't. But yeah, and then like after the game, I forget what it was. Like last week, sometime I was like, "Oh my god, I could have totally done this other thing that possibly could have won me the game," but I ended up. Sapping Syrian's will, and got really lucky. Like I rolled a 6, and he didn't roll to stop it, and I burned all of his will, so he lost his like auto pass courage, like terror shenanigans, and blinding light. So I was like, oh, phew, okay. But yeah, I was like, why did I not charge both of my ring wraiths into his line and cast Instill Fear? I could have been like, okay, I'm going to move to the center and Instill Fear, and you guys have to run away from the center objective. And I was like, oh, you freaking idiot.
Well, because it's a new spell.
But no, like after that I was like, oh my, because I was actually transfixing guys, or compelling guys to move away, and then I'm like, why did I just use Instill Fear? Because it would have affected like half of his army instead of one guy.
But I mean, if they were elves, they would have had high courage, but you had a lot of -1 going on.
Sure.
Okay, you're way over, man.
That's alright.
Way over.
I'll budget it for the last game because it's not going to take me very long.
Okay.
So I lost that game.
You lost.
So that was my first loss.
2 wins and a loss.
Yeah.
My game 3 was against Matt, another new guy. I think he was a friend of Taylor Sinstad.
Okay.
Played Fog of War. And he had 3 war bands. So a leader and a bunch of troops times 3. And he had Erestor with elves, Boromir with a bunch of guys from Minas Tirith warriors, and he had an Uruk-hai captain with a bunch of scouts, I think they were.
Okay.
So it was Fog of War, so I picked his Uruk-hai captain to kill.
Sure.
Which I did. Kill him. And I picked a piece of terrain on the back left-hand corner, which I was able to run my war riders around, and ended up getting one of them into the terrain piece.
Okay.
And what's the other thing? Keep a guy alive.
Yeah.
And hey, this is a great reason to take Castellans. Because when you play this mission, it's I'll just make the guy I want to keep alive the Castellan, because that's why they're good, is they're hard to kill.
Yeah.
So I got all of those. And what's the last thing in that mission?
Break.
It's on the point on that page there. It's break. Yeah, and I can't remember if I broke them or not. I don't think he got his terrain piece. don't think he killed the guy that he said he wanted to kill. Yeah, so I can't remember if he got any victory points or not. He may have got one of the things. But I was able to win again, and it was, again, my third game in a row. I was playing a new player, and all three of the players that I played did not have a painted army, which is fine.
Yep.
But just to mention, like, if you happen to be in our area and are not coming to tournaments because you don't have a painted army, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Just come out and play.
Just come and play.
Actually, like, to add to that, today I was like, I don't like playing with unpainted stuff.
We don't, yeah. Well, because we've been into the hobby for so long and played so many different miniature games.
But I couldn't get my stuff painted for the Star Wars event today, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go because my stuff's not painted. And I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna go.
Everybody else will have.
I don't care that I'm not going to I'm not going to win, and I just want to go and play games and get them under my belt. Because for me, like, the experience of being there and participating in the games, especially at a tournament, because you can get more than one in a day, is why I went.
It's ROI, man.
Yeah.
Return on investment. Use those models that you paid for.
Yeah.
That's nothing drives me crazier than like seeing all this stuff that I buy all the time and it just sits on the shelf.
That's my big thing. Like I'm like, I get nervous about starting a new game and not knowing the rules, and I didn't know anything about the rules today.
That's how you learn. That's what we tell everyone with the
By
hobby.
the end of the day, I was like, man, there's a rule I didn't know. Now I know it off by heart because I had it. It's one of those gotcha things, right?
Well, you have a good memory too, so.
Well, not as good as somebody else, but I think it's the stages. We've got you, who has the worst memory. I'm like kind of in the middle, and then Drew, who just doesn't forget. He's like an elephant, that guy.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like, I think you have a good memory. Drew has like a photographic memory.
Yeah.
And I have a terrible memory, but my memory that's good is visual.
Oh,
like
okay.
if I see something,
then
I'll never forget it. But like,
yeah,
the details is what
so
I suffer with.
My whole rant about this not painted and don't know the rules and just come out and play.
Yeah.
Like, you want to play.
You're not going to win best painted, but
no, and you just like today. I went with the expectation of losing all of my games, and not winning best painted.
Yeah, and you won 2.
And I won 2 of my games, which was awesome. And I was like, wow, this is.
And at least one of them, you were playing another guy who was playing his first game.
Yeah. So don't take not having experience, because like we've said it over and over again. There's tons of people like. My first game at this tournament we're talking about right now was against a brand new person, and I almost lost the game because we didn't have time because I was explaining to him. And if I had lost,
anyone can win a game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played like how many games of this have we played Lord of the Rings now? Like hundreds of games.
Can't keep
and
track.
Last tournament, was it the last one or no? Peterborough. I played a guy played his third game and he beat me. It was like.
So like the only way to learn is to have experience, and which is getting out and playing. So like you always say, get out and get your models.
Yep.
Okay, that doesn't count as my 2 minutes.
No, I got it off, man.
Okay, so you ready?
Yep. Game 4.
Game 4.
Go.
I played Taylor, the Sinset, our guy.
Our guy.
Taylor. Our guy Taylor. Not new Taylor.
He's an admin guy.
Admin in our group. Yep. We played Lords of Battle. He was playing Umbar with some ruffians, and I don't know if he had any good models. He had Aragorn and some rangers.
Okay.
And Halbarad.
Okay.
I think, yes.
Sounds like 4 factions, maybe.
Yep, and our Aragorn, or his Aragorn is my leader, my King of the Dead. Swords of Battle.
Lords of Battle is the kill count one, right?
Yeah. He moved Aragorn up. Basically, we moved up. Got a couple combats going. Next turn, Aragorn charged one of my guys. I was like, okay, sure you want to do that? Yep. Sap Will. Took off a will point. Like he resisted, I think, and used a will. Next guy, Sap Will. Okay. What did I do? Oh, I rolled a 6, but he rolled 2 dice and got a 6 to stop it, so he got his will back. So I was like, damn. And then I'm like, okay, I'll do whatever. I'll try for getting paralyzed off on him. So I rolled, got a 6, And then he's like, okay, I've got 1 will. Roll the 1. I was like, that's bad news for Aragorn.
Yeah,
meanwhile, I've got him surrounded by like half of my army of the dead, right? Killed him.
Well, it's like what we talked, what was it, last episode with Hero Shock?
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that we identified amongst ourselves that is good at stopping Hero Shock. Paralyze.
Yeah. So after that, I'm playing against a bunch of guys that are strength 3 with terrible courage. So I was winning fights and killing guys, and he was winning and not doing anything. Mm-hmm. And it was at one point I had killed.
Well, it's so hard to kill your army of the dead guys. I mean, if you cheer if you win a fight, but then it's a long shot to get a kill.
And I had the this short one was supposed to be short. I've always got over.
We'll let you go over.
So the lingering shadow gets in his back lines, and he's just like chopping guys up. But by the time the game, I think Taylor called in, he was like, "Yeah, man, like I'm broken, and you've killed more of my army than you have models in your army." Mm-hmm. So at that point I was like, well, it's Lords of Battle, so I can't. And I already killed the Aragorn at that point too, so I ended up winning.
The writing was on the wall.
Yep. So I had 3 wins and a loss.
Alright, well, going into game 4 for me, I was... What are you laughing at?
I like the one word you have there to describe your opponent's army.
Oh, Vrasku. Yeah, I was actually playing on, I think, the top table.
You were?
Yeah, and it was Seize the Camp.
Yep. You fought against an adversary that you can't get past them.
Haven't had good luck beating Drew, our buddy Drew, in tournament plays.
It always seems to be the top table.
Yeah, we beat him when we played casual, but
yeah.
I ended up losing the game. I guess we just gave it away. But we played Seize the Camp. We had pretty similar type armies. Mm-hmm. Like he had Vrasku and a bunch of Uruk-hai. His leader was Denethor. Yeah. And he had a bunch of Minas Tirith guys, Rangers, and I forget what else he had. He had Legolas. A big army. He had Legolas.
Shade.
He had a Shade, which means he had a whole bunch of Orcs as well, I guess.
Yep.
And then he had Hunter Orcs.
Did he have a Castellan too?
He had a Castellan, yeah. Who was with the Hunter Orcs then?
Castellan.
Oh yeah. He led the
heroes.
So those were his 5 factions. He did the 5 faction thing.
Yeah.
So he actually outnumbered me. I think I had 36 models or something like that. And he had 40, something like that. What ended up happening was because he left Denethor right back in his camp, hit him basically for the whole game. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to kill his leader. Then breaking him was going to be a challenge, and because he was running at me because he had a bigger army and he had the Shade, so he needed to get into combat. So I moved, which turned out to be a mistake. I moved out probably 8 inches from my camp and set up there and started firing at him. And I figured, like, this army I had good archery.
Yeah.
With elves and Uruk-hai crossbows.
Didn't you have Vrasku as well?
I did. And I just didn't kill anything. Like, I killed, like, maybe 1 guy a turn with shooting. Like, I had 4 good turns of shooting, and I think I killed 4 models. So, you know, it happens, and, like, I expected to do more. I expected to at least even the numbers by the time he got to me. And he left some guys back in his camp, and I didn't. But what ended up happening was he just came at me and had maybe half a dozen guys on each flank sort of come around terrain pieces to get into my camp. Yeah. And like an idiot, like I just wasn't thinking. And I could have just left Flowey and Bomber back in the camp.
Yeah, because he doesn't care how far.
Yeah, but I didn't. I had them out for some reason, just like a dope. And on the one side, he had brought around, like I would say, about half a dozen guys from Minas Tirith, and I was able to get a few models over there to stop them. And we went to time.
Yeah. I think you guys were the last
We were. And then on the other side, he had the Hunter Orcs coming in with his Castellan, and I had my Castellan and some Dwarves, but I just didn't have enough models over there to stop them all. And he ended up running 2 guys, Hunter Orcs, into my camp. but he wasn't paying close attention because I measured exactly where the thing was, and he could have stopped both of them behind cover, and either I wouldn't have had a chance to shoot at them, or they would have had cover. But he moved them right in to make sure they were in. But I had moved 2 elves back 3 inches so that they could shoot, and he didn't notice it. And I fired one, hit, dead. Right? And so now he had one guy there, and I had one shot, missed. So it was like, oh. So
I was there, I witnessed it.
Yeah, he got one guy into my camp and won the game, and won the tournament.
Because of one friggin' guy.
Yeah, so it was a fun game. Yep. Good, it was a good game, it was close. That game is a weird one though. Seize the Camp.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Like I took cavalry like at the Peterborough tournament. I'm just pulling this slipper back on because it's falling off. And I did get guys in his camp, but he had the all hero. It was Ben. He had his all hero army, and he's just like, okay, I'll run back and kill your one horse. And then won because he wounded my leader and broke me.
Yeah.
So I think that game, like, you almost need to just say forget the camp.
Well,
protect your camp.
We're going to talk about about this more in Flotsam and Jetsam, so we'll leave that for now.
So do you know who placed in what?
Drew won. I know that, and other than that, I'm not sure.
Steve Stokes came second.
Steve did come second, you're right.
And then I came in third.
Oh, yeah.
Captain, third place.
Yeah.
Second tournament in a row.
And, was I fourth, or?
Maybe.
I might have been fourth. I had 2 wins and a draw, so I'm
whatever. I don't care about anybody.
Whatever that gets me, like below the podium. So.
Yeah. And then we did all the prizes, and like everybody won something. I think they gave something away to everyone.
Yeah, and they had a lot of prizes there because we had 18 players. I think so. It was like the store could take 20.
That
I think,
store gives away a ton of stuff because it's basically you guys put money in, and then we just give it right back out in product.
Yeah, they're really good there about doing that, and have us pizza lunch and all that. So it's a great day for what you pay. Like, $20 I think is what we pay to go. Yeah. And it includes lunch. And
no, it was going to include lunch if we had one more person sign up.
No. Oh yeah, we had to pay $5.
It's normally $25, and it includes lunch.
Yeah, Cody said he would buy the pizza and give it to everyone for free if we sold out, and I think we were a couple spots short.
Yeah. So.
But still, it doesn't matter. It's still very.
For awesome. A day's worth of entertainment.
Yeah, so it was $5 for lunch, and you get like 2-3 pieces of pizza and a drink. Yeah. Yeah, and then and because I got all the extra raffle tickets, I won a decent prize, and I took the box of Legolas and Toriel. Yep. Which worth a lot more than what I paid to go to the tournament.
Well, I won a prize too, and I won the 300 box.
Yeah, so it was like really good events there.
When I attempt to paint my 3 hunters with my Army of the Dead, it's like, in case I screw up, I have a backup. But also if I wanted to do them like not as Army of the Dead 3 hunters, right? Yeah. Because those models are absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, let's move on. And we're going to talk about a new segment. A new regular segment that we're adding into our adventures.
Before Flotsam and Jetsam.
Before Flotsam.
And hopefully this will be a quick little segment.
Yeah. So the idea was that we wanted to have a little segment in here that we could drop in that was actually about models on the table. So we were talking about doing like little things about tactics or painting or little tricks that happen, in games that you come across, and we could actually show the models. So we would have to film it as a separate little section. So we were trying to come up with different names for it. And like, we're thinking of like tricks and tactics and different stuff like that. And then ended up thinking about it today while you were playing Star Wars. And I thought, I just thought of this one. And it's like, the board is set. The pieces are moving. Yeah. because we're actually going to set up something on the board
Yeah.
and move the pieces and show you what's going on.
It works.
Right? So that's what we're calling it. And you'll get an idea of the type of thing that we're going to show, and so we will cut that segment in now. Alright, we're here for our first segment of the board is set, the pieces are moving.
We are, and we got some models set up here.
So this is going to be a fairly straightforward example of something that you see commonly in games, just to give you an idea of the type of thing we're going to show in this segment. Just wanted a segment where we actually are showing models, because that's what we're here talking about. Models, yeah. So we've got some, just a couple units of Isengard and one of Rohan. These are not meant to be legal armies or anything like that. They're just using miniatures to show the example of what we're doing. Yeah, we're going to do a couple tactics that we see here and there. Yeah, and this one is a fairly elementary one. I mean, you see this happen generally in any situation where there's ring wraiths, basically anyone that can command or compel, or the specters, the Dead March specters. It's a fellite is in you, but yeah. You want to say something else. The force is with you. The force is with you. So the idea is your basic heroic combat, to pull yourself into combat with the enemy when they kind of don't want you to. Yeah. So in this example, the Rohan side has already moved, and they've stopped approximately 8 inches away from the Isengard, who have not moved yet, and they want to be this distance because they're going to throw spears. They got tons of throwing spears and bows here. Yeah. So they're just going to do that annoying Rohan thing: throw spears, move backwards; throw spears, move backwards. But here's where the tactic comes in, and so what happens now, Garrett? Well, the Rohan's already moved. So what Isengard wants to do is they want to get one of the models, preferably a cavalry model, because Compel only moves you half your move. Yep. And cavalry can move 5 in that case. Plus, you want to be charging a cavalry model anyways. Yeah, you want to get rid of them. So instead of like a foot unit that can only move 3, they're only going to get to about here, whereas the cavalry will get really close, which means that your line will have more guys get into that combat. So what we're saying is that Saruman over here is going to cast Command. He's got an 18-inch range, and he would do it on this guy. We're not going to roll dice here. We're just going to assume it works. So he's going to move up 5 to here. He'd move up 5, so he'd be able to move up at least to there. And that's kind of Saruman's part of the deal. And then what would happen is you'd have Lurtz moving around along with lots of his buddies. Basically anybody that's within 6 that wants to get in there and this type of thing. So you pretty much guarantee you're going to win the fight there and take that guy out. Yeah, and then the rest of the models will move up. So the rest of these guys are going to move up 6 to about here, but we don't need to move everything, just to show you. And so this is then when the heroic combat happens. So instead of this side being able to stand back and shoot, the heroic combat is going to go off. Well, I guess they're still going to be able to throw, right? Yeah, they'll throw at these guys. These guys are going to move up. So they're still going to be able to throw. These guys aren't going to be able to get into combat. Yeah, because you've got it full already. Get that guy there. Yeah. So they still will have targets here. But what's going to happen is Lurtz is going to call heroic combat, and with high fight and all of those dice rolls, will easily eliminate this model. And then all of these guys here can now move 6. So they'll be able to charge into all of these guys. So like he can come in here, engage this guy. These guys can come in here. This is all within 6.
Yeah. Type as many models as possible. Then you've gone from basically back here. Use this model as a stepping stone to get yourself closer and into combat faster.
Yeah. So then these guys who probably plan to try to retreat again next turn and set up the same thing, it kind of ruins that whole plan. And you see this kind of like leapfrogging tactic happen. I don't know what the name of this would be. It's it's kind of like
it's probably a leapfrog's not a bad word for it, but yeah, like a lot of the group, like the Hobbit group community, the veteran players, the more veteran players, will be able to adopt this tactic, and it really catches new people off guard. I don't know how many times I've done it where someone that's newer to the game is like, "Wait, you can do that?"
Well, it's because it's a fairly straightforward use of your might.
Yeah.
But it's a really effective move, and a lot of the time too, you can do it to get into enemy heroes. You get, like, if we're just using Lurtz here, but I mean, if you have like a really big hero, you can charge them right in there and possibly even get into combat with the enemy general. I'm just moving these guys back now because there is kind of a flip side of this that you have to watch out with, and you usually only ever see this one with evil. So you end up, evil has moved already and good is about to go, and they see this kind of thing here happening. And it's like, oh, this guy, he couldn't make it back. He's just a stray guy that's left there.
Yeah.
And so it's the evil player like deliberately leaving a pawn out there, a cookie. Yeah. And he's just waiting for you to come in, and Éowyn comes in as the character, and these other guys all swarm in.
Because they know they're going to be able to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, they know this is going to be... I probably wouldn't move that guy. I would go in with the cavalry models. So these guys are looking now to like jump in and do the same thing.
And then they'll bounce off and do the same leapfrog here.
Yeah, but it was a ploy all along.
Yeah. Ha! You fell into my trap.
Yeah. Because now what happens is, of course, all of the crossbowmen in the Uruk-hai army shoot into the combat.
Yeah, or bows, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever they've got there. And honestly, there's no downside, because if they kill their own model, then these guys can't heroic combat off that situation.
Yeah.
And the flip side is they either kill these models or horses.
Yeah.
And this is where, like, I didn't put Vrasku on the table, but you often get this situation, and they'll call a heroic accuracy to hit the target they want, whatever that may be. Because a lot of the time, you're actually trying to kill your own model here.
Yeah, so you'd avoid re-rolling if you hit your own guy, but maybe if you wanted to hit like the rider as opposed to the mount, that would work.
Yeah.
Because like the accuracy is all about re-rolling failures, and hitting your own guy is unfortunately a failure. So you choose not to re-roll at that point. Yeah, it's a tactic that I've used a lot myself, and it's normally what I'll do is I'll put a cavalry model forward, knowing, like, really far out there, knowing that they've got like a fell beast or a Shelob or something, and they're gonna run into her, and I'll just be like, okay, fire once or twice in there, hopefully kill my guy, and then I've got free reign for the rest of my army. It really shines with high bow count lists.
Yeah, and it's like, I play Uruk-hai a lot, and it's one of the reasons why I always throw a few of these guys in my army.
Yeah, basic orcs.
Basic orcs with axes or picks. Why? Because, well, Uruk-hai don't have axes or picks, so it's good to have a few models with them, and they're cheap, and they're good for this kind of sacrifice, because they're only worth 6 points.
Yeah.
As opposed to an Uruk-hai warrior that's worth 10.
Yeah. So it's a tactic that, I don't know.
Like when this guy's there, I really don't care if I kill him with my own shooting. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's a tactic that I'd say more veteran players again would use it over people that are just starting out, because it's one of those things that when you figure this out, it becomes another tool in your toolkit.
Yeah.
To be able to.
It's funny, because I was watching a documentary, a World War II one today on the North African campaign.
Okay.
And this is basically what Erwin Rommel did with the British and why he had so much success. Because when they went there, the British had the Matilda tank.
Okay.
And they had used them to rout the Italian forces. But that's what they did, because they had a lot of 88 millimeter anti-aircraft guns there, which they were using to shoot at tanks. They would draw in the British armor, and then they would destroy it with those weapons. So they would lead it in to like a trap and do it, and it's basically the exact same thing that's happening here.
So there you go. It happened in the real world.
It's real tactics.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our first segment of The Board is Set, the pieces are moving.
Yeah, hopefully that helped a few people.
So if you can think of some stuff like that you would want us to do, mention it in the comments. Please comment.
Yeah.
Like 100 people at least might watch this video, and like only 1 or 2 people ever comment.
Yeah, make a comment. Like if you've got a question about something, a tactic, or even
like how to play a rule, or how does barge work, or like that kind of thing. And we would be happy to set it up and show. Okay, let's move on to
Flotsam and Jetsam.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna have to switch spreadsheets here.
Oh.
This one, I'm going to actually put this up, and you don't even really know what we're talking about here.
I don't. This is a surprise.
Yeah, so I'm going to put this up on the screen so everyone can see it. But what this is...
So you're going to see this instead of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a breakdown of all of the scenarios, the 12 basic scenarios, and the columns are the scenario number, the name of the scenario, the end condition, for example, 25% of your army left. The objective, so the primary objective, and then in that column it shows the various amount of points that you can get, and then maximum is the maximum number of points you can get for an objective. So for example, domination, you can get 1 or 2 points for controlling an objective, and there's 5 objectives, and the maximum you can get is 10 for that. Okay, and then leader, there's usually always points for killing or wounding a leader, and so those are the points you can get for that. Then breaking, and then banner, and then there's a column for deployment.
Okay.
How is deployment done? And so what we're going to do here is talk about the last 3 columns. Basically setting up this spreadsheet to have a larger discussion on it.
Yeah.
I had already set this up a while ago.
Yeah.
And when we were watching the Twitch coverage of the GT, they were actually talking about something that I hadn't thought of before.
Okay.
And that was that competitive players will tend to build their army based around the scenarios that they can get maximum VPs from.
Yes.
And I'm like, I never thought of that. Because like some of these scenarios are very difficult to get maximum VPs from.
Yeah. It's like you either need to be on a roll or...
Yeah. Like for example, Storm the Camp, which we just talked about my last game I played, Drew. It's really hard, in my opinion, to get max VPs in that. And I think it's probably one of the lowest in terms of VPs that surrenders.
Yeah.
But anyway, once this chart is filled in, we can have further discussions of that sort.
Okay.
About army building. But the last 3 columns are ones that I added, and the last one is what we were just talking about, max VPs.
Okay.
And so the idea of that column is how likely are you to get maximum VPs?
Okay.
Very likely, not very likely, or, no chance.
Yeah.
And then we've got, I said horde equals win, and basically it's do you need a lot of models in your army to stand a good chance of winning?
Okay.
And the other one is mobility equals win. In other words, do you need mobility in your army to win? Like, for example, reconnoiter. Well, let's just go to reconnoiter.
and we'll
that say
box.
Yes. Okay, so that's the idea. What I want to do is I want to fill in those 3 columns.
Sure.
Right now.
Okay.
So we'll start with mobility. And I guess what we're doing is it's going to be sort of a yes, no, or it helps.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So for example, we know that reconnoiter it's a requirement pretty well. What about domination? Do you think you actually need mobility in your army to win domination? This is where you're going to have 5, is it 5 or 6?
It's 5.
5 objectives on the battlefield, so 1 dead center, and then...
It's not really 100% needed.
No.
Because the deployment's half the board.
It is. But you do have to try to get 2 objectives on the other side of the board.
Yeah.
So I would say that it helps to have mobility, but not required.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, helps. Okay, and then we have to the death. And so to the death is, you can see the victory conditions here. You get this 2 points is if you 25% the guy.
Okay.
Leader is 1 or 3. Break is 3 to 5. So it's basically it's a fighting and killing mission.
No.
So no, you don't need mobility to win that. Like dwarves can win that mission, no problem.
Yep.
Hold ground. We all know that the main objective of the scenario is worth 7 points.
Yeah.
And generally, the first person to the middle gets it.
So mobility's definitely...
It's definitely a maybe or a yes. One of those 2.
I think out of all the columns, mobility is going to be the one that a majority of them is going to be yes.
I've already gone through this column. You'll be surprised.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
There's
number
more,
7 maybe surprised me.
Number 7 will surprise you. So what do you want to say? Yes or it helps?
For that, it's a definite yes.
I agree.
Because it's Maelstrom, first of all.
Yeah. Okay, Lords of Battle. So this is your kill count.
That's a definite no.
You don't need mobility. A Clash by Moonlight. So there are 5 victory points available here. Which one is this one again?
That's the kill leaders. Or kill heroes. No.
Kill heroes. I don't remember the main objective of this mission.
Well, I've got it open here because conveniently it's right here.
Yeah.
So this is the one where shooting is really good. Anything over 12 inches is not.
+1 to wound with shooting, but line of sight only within 12 inches.
So this is if you kill enemy heroes, you get victory points. And then break.
And if you kill more enemy heroes than the other guy?
Yeah.
Don't need mobility.
No. Well, first of all, you can't see past 12 inches, so a slow-moving army doesn't care about that.
Yeah.
Right? So that for me is the reason why that doesn't need mobility.
Moving on. Seize the prize. Yes. It's basically a race to the center of the table.
Don't need to talk about that.
That and hold ground are basically the same in terms of that sort of thing. Because you got to dig up the prize, which is in the center of the table, and you got to get there first in order to dig it up.
I've lost. Like every time I lose that game, it's because somebody like marches a cavalry model onto it and guys passed, and then they get the objective and then run away while I deal with the stuff that's
like the last time I played that was at Peterborough, and I got to the center, dug it up on my first try, and then I ended up losing it because they were just all over me. Yeah.
Well, actually, that was the one where I had mobility, which because I have cavalry, and I had march because Aragorn gets a free march every turn, and I was playing against Michael Campbell, and he was playing dwarves.
Yeah.
I got there, got past the objective, dug it up, and ran away with it with my... I passed it off to a guy and ran away, right? So...
Okay, Contest of Champions. So this is the one where you can get up to 7 points if your leader kills, 3 times as many models as your opponent's leader?
Correct.
Do you need mobility?
Well, a mounted hero makes that way easier.
It does indeed.
But it's another one of those missions where you start literally touching each other.
Plus, the other leader may get 0 kills, and all you have to do is kill 3 models.
Yep.
So I would say that it's either no or it helps.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Which one?
Well, are we talking mobility in general?
It's
like
winning the game.
Army-wide mobility?
It's just that you need mobility in your game, like in your army. Like, let's say you need like a unit of cavalry, or you need like a drummer, or you need some
then it's a
Maher with marauders or whatever.
Because you don't need mobility to win that game.
Okay.
Because your heroes are literally starting 6 inches apart from each other, or closer.
Yeah, like, kind of the standard army build now is that you have like 6 cavalry in your army. It's kind of a default now with the new 12 missions. Because a lot of them you do have to have some mobility in order to have a chance of getting objectives and stuff.
Well, like I say, because that one you're starting pretty much touching each other, and your heroes are the ones that are going to win you the game.
So the type of mission I'm talking about when I say you want to have half a dozen cavalry in your army is the next one, capture and control.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so it's objectives scattered around the battlefield, and you gotta like turn them to your favor, or they go to his favor if he occupies them.
I've won events because I can get cavalry.
Yeah.
Like they're an army of slow-moving foot soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
They claim the objectives and just walk away from them. And then I'm like, okay, cavalry skirt around the side, blam blam, get those.
Definitely helps. Heirlooms of ages past. Or heirloom, it's singular.
Yeah, definitely mobility helps.
Yeah, again, this is another one where there's objectives scattered around. You got to reveal them.
Mobility helps because it's Maelstrom.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's 6 objectives. Again,
Maelstrom. If you don't come on the first turn and you're not a mobile warband, you may be left out of the whole game.
Yeah.
Fog of War. So this is the one where you have to pick an objective in the other guy's deployment zone. You have to pick a character on his army to kill. You have to pick a character on your army to keep alive. And you get points for breaking.
Yep.
So really the only reason why is because of picking a objective in the other guy's deployment zone, or other guy's, it's board half, not deployment zone.
Yeah.
And honestly, every time I play this mission, I pick a piece of terrain that is directly in front of my army, just over the center line. You don't need mobility.
No.
Just gave away my whole tactic.
Now I know next time we play. Oh, I hope to play you top 3 next turn.
It's like, damn it. Okay, storm the camp. Yes, that was easy.
Wait, what are you saying?
Well, you got to go diagonally across the board.
The whole table, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I will take another screenshot of this with that column filled in, and we will move on to the next column. So this is, does having a horde win? Or I guess I didn't know how to write this. Does having more models in your army help you win the game? Is what this column is supposed to say.
Okay.
It's only so big that you can't write a lot.
Correct. So having a large force, will it help you win? Domination? Yes. Because there's 5 objectives, and having more guys means you can get...
Yeah, because you can like have your guys run past the other army and threaten the objectives in their end of the board.
To the death? That's a definite yes.
To the death is... This is the straight fight. So...
Isn't that the break? It's break is worth... Yeah.
It's 25% is worth 2, leader is worth up to 3, break is worth 5, which is the most, and banner. And we already know from the analytics, basically, of this game, that more attacks wins.
Yeah.
So, more models wins.
But, in this case, for this mission, the most points is given out by breaking.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 points that you actually get for quartering. So if you have a large model count army, the thing is, large model count armies usually means that they're not as good. So it could be easier to kill them and break them.
It's a tough one because having a horde means that you're unlikely to get broken, and certainly unlikely to get down to 25%.
So that one's
so you're not like, I'm talking about winning, but having a horde definitely is going to help you sort of mitigate a loss. And it'll be a minor loss.
Yeah.
So I think we will go with helps. It helps.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we got hold ground. So this is grab hold of the center.
Yep.
And hang on to it.
Well, if you have more guys, then if you have a horde with a lot of guys, it means you have more guys in the center.
Mm-hmm.
So is it?
Well, it's because it's number of models in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So is it a yes?
Yes.
Okay. Lords of Battle.
No.
This one actually, having a lot of guys can actually hurt you. So we'll just go with no there.
Because its models killed, so.
Yeah. Reconnoiter.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Why is that?
Well, because it's about speed. It's about getting across the table. I mean, 7 of the victory points are for this objective. Certainly having a lot of models, in my mind, having a lot of models helps you destroy the other guy's army.
Well, if anything, it stops them from being able to accomplish the mission.
So defensively,
yeah, it's
definitely a help to have a big army because you can prevent the other guy from doing it. That's right, actually, you're right there.
Like most
it doesn't
games,
necessarily help you get off the table.
No, it doesn't help you win Reconnoiter, but it stops them from doing it in a way, so defensively it helps? I don't know.
We'll go with it helps.
Sure.
Helps. A Clash by Moonlight. This is again the 12-inch range, +1 to wound when shooting. Kill whoever kills more heroes.
And then breaking. Well, large horde will help. The only issue is if you're going to hoard out on models, it usually means you have cheaper heroes. So your heroes could die easier to...
I'm going no.
I agree with that.
Okay, seize the prize. Does having a larger account of models help you win this mission? No.
No?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because... Well, unless you have a large...
We said for hold ground, we said yes, and in a way, this is kind of similar, because the beginning of this game plays like hold ground, but like the end of the game plays very different than hold ground. So maybe I shouldn't just hastily put a no, because we put yes for hold ground. We put yes for hold ground because like flooding the center of the board with guys is actually how you win.
Well, we could say helps because it gets more bodies around the objective.
But it's about who gets to the center first and gets the prize. And you can do that with like a 4 Fellbeast army, for example.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
And you get it, dismount, dig it up, you get it, hand it off, done.
Yeah, game over.
Yeah.
Fly.
It's way more about speed than it is about numbers.
True. Okay, that's true.
So is it a no or is it a help?
Well, I think it would help, but it's more on the no side.
Let's go no, and then all of our viewers can comment.
Yeah,
tell us what we get wrong.
Crazy?
They can refill out the whole chart.
Sure.
Okay, Contest of Champions. Does having a horde help you win?
It gives more guys for your opponent to kill.
Yeah.
So
this is like, okay, so we're talking about, you're starting at your sort of basic cross section of an army, captain average of an army, and then going with like a higher model count than average.
You're saying like the average army for like 700 points, 36 dudes, 3 war bands. Well, it's a little different now because there's like Heroes of Legend.
Yeah, but that concept, yeah. So like
36 models.
Does going to like 50 models
help you here? Well, like I say, it gives more models for your
opponents general
here
to kill.
So
I don't think that makes a big difference because as long as there's a bunch.
But it also means that if you have more models
like if
to
kill. If one of the heroes is Azog and one of the heroes is Aragorn and they don't fight each other and they're just killing the enemy, then yeah, okay, having a larger army could be a detriment to you because there's just more models for the guy to kill.
Yeah.
But I mean, if the leaders are not so combat proficient,
they're Denethor and Floey or something like that.
Well, whatever, just like two more average guys. Like if it's like Lurtz and Faramir.
Okay.
Let's say. Whether you have like 30 models or 45 models, it probably won't play into it.
No, that's true.
No?
No.
Okay. Capture and control.
Hard yes.
Hard yes. Which one is this one? This is turning on and off the objectives.
Correct.
Yeah, it's the same concept as domination.
Well, mobility helps, but so does having a lot of guys. Because then you can actually leave models behind to protect the objective.
Correct. Which, let's just flip down to storm the camp, because that's the same concept. If you have a big army, you can leave guys behind to guard your camp and then send a force forward.
Yeah.
So we're going out of order here. So we'll go yes there as well.
Sure.
Okay, back up to Heirloom of Ages Past. So again, this is finding, there's 6 objectives.
Yeah.
And you gotta find which one it is. Well, certainly having a small army would suck in this mission. Because then it's really hard to uncover stuff.
Well, we just played it last week.
We did.
And I had a smaller army than you.
Yeah. But it's actually not necessary, really, because I was thinking, I did a lot of work recently on looking over the Khazad-dûm list, because it's just terrible now.
In your opinion?
In my mind, in my mind, that army just it's what I would call it's the army that time forgot, i.e., the army that this edition forgot.
Yeah. And
everybody just moved past them.
Maybe we don't know. There could be a book that comes out that all of a sudden become amazing.
That's yet to be determined. Like why they put out the Kingdom of Moria in the main rulebook, I just don't know. Like if now we know they're doing Legendary Legions, why didn't they save that to be a Legendary Legion? I didn't. Anyways. But I was thinking, because this kind of concept is very important for that army.
Okay.
Because there's like a whole bunch of missions on the 12 that army just struggles to win.
Sure.
Okay. So I went through this and just looked at the missions and say, can that army win this mission? And this one is yes. They can win it. And really all you have to do is what we did in our battle report, and you just need to protect one of the objectives. Yeah. And then all the other ones aren't it. The guy's forced to come and attack you. And then you're into a melee grind fight, and that's the only thing that army can do.
Because they like it.
Yeah.
You know, after we played that, and you're like, I'm going to check to see if this is the objective.
No.
I got thinking after, and I messaged you about this, and I was like, that's a terrible idea for you to do.
No, but you were wrong on that.
No, I'm not wrong.
You are wrong.
I'm going to read it right now.
So your theory on that was that if I checked the objective and it was not the objective,
correct.
Like it turned out it was, but if it was not the objective, your theory is then that immediately the other one becomes the
yes, because
heirloom.
It says right in the mission that one is
no, it does not say that.
It doesn't?
No, it does not say that. It says that you no longer have to roll to see if it is, but you still have to search it.
Okay.
So it doesn't just flip over on the board.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, you still actually,
even if a lot of people don't play it that way.
Yeah, if there's only one objective left on the board, you still have to search it. It's just automatically it when you search it.
Oh.
By the way the rule is written.
Okay.
Yeah, because after you text me, I looked it up.
Yeah, because you're like, that's not the way it is, and I'm like, nah, you're wrong.
Yeah,
you're like forgetting.
Yeah, so going back to this.
Sorry.
What did we decide?
I can't remember.
Okay, heirloom.
You said that it's not necessary.
Right.
Because,
So I'm going to argue for a no, but if you think having a larger army helps win, then maybe we can just go with helps.
Well, it allows you to spread your guys out more to get to the other tokens.
It'll allow you to check more, possibly.
Well, it also allows you to possibly get around your opponent and sneak in and get their objective that they're camping on. Because that's what happens, right? It usually comes down to 2 objectives waiting to be searched, and then...
Well, see, I'm looking too at the other objectives for this one, and this is a fairly well-balanced mission. Because there's 6 points available for the primary objective.
Yeah.
But there's still another 6 points available for banner, break, and leader. So having a large army would potentially help you either like kill the other guy's banner or break or...
Yeah. So I'd say it's a helps.
Let's go helps. Okay, next one.
Fog of War.
Fog of War. So this is kill a certain hero, capture an objective, protect a hero, and break. I don't see it. I say no.
You don't see it helping?
I mean, I generally don't play small armies. I generally play large armies.
Yeah.
I generally play armies that are like a hero and 12 guys.
Yeah.
Times X number of warbands.
Depending on the point.
That's kind of my standard build because like I play infantry.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I'm usually playing a fairly big army.
Okay.
And I don't usually have an issue with this mission.
Yeah,
I don't have trouble with this mission.
I agree with you. Like, I don't think...
Well, I'm kind of changing my mind and thinking that having a big army helps, because having a big army means that you've probably got, like, multiple heroes that can, like, march,
well, yeah,
possibly.
This one is more on the... is a horde army with more heroes going to help. Well, yeah, it will, because it's more heroes for you to pick.
Yeah.
As your defend. And it's more heroes for them to pick to kill.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when I played this mission once, and I think I only had 3 heroes, and it was horrible to try to pick somebody to protect.
At the GT, I have 2 heroes. I had Suladan, who was my leader, and the Betrayer, who was not.
Shall we go with helps, or...?
Yeah, let's go with helps.
We're copping out.
Yeah, whatever. That's our one cop-out.
Yeah. Okay, this one. This is the tough one.
It's gonna take 10 years to do this.
No, we're down to only 1 column left.
Okay.
Probably 2 hours in now, but you know, it is what it is.
So you're for this column, what is the maximum you think people are gonna get?
So the way we're gonna score this column is it's gonna be
what you're cutting all that out?
Yeah, I'm cutting all that out.
Okay,
what is
because that was a whole lot of nonsense.
Jibber jab. Okay, what this column is going to be is how likely is this mission to surrender victory points to the winner? I.e., is this a mission that you can get 12 victory points?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go high, medium, and low on here. And high, what did you got there?
So I got 12 is high.
Okay. So like, can you get max?
Can you get max?
Yeah.
Medium is like a 9 to 11.
Okay.
And then low is 6 to 8.
Yeah, because like 6 victory points you're probably winning, but it's like just a low scoring game.
It's like a squeaker win.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go into it now. Domination. What is the likelihood? We have already sort of decided that this one is typically won with like probably 6 to 8 victory points.
I think 8's probably the average you're going to get for that one, because it's 2 objectives, breaking them, winning the leader, and then maybe getting the center objective.
Yeah. So what is that, low or medium?
That's low.
Low it is. Okay. To the death. So this is the straight up killing mission.
Yep.
It's not low, that's for sure.
No.
Like if you have like an army that's focused on combat, you can get at least medium, possibly high.
Yeah, well, it depends too, because if you have a banner, that's a big swing. Like that, a banner will take it from a medium or a low to a medium win. So.
What are we going here?
Well, like if you have a banner and they don't have a banner, that right there takes it from a low to a medium.
Yeah, like that's gonna give you a much better chance of winning because it gives you access to do 2 victory points that they don't have access to. But it still could be a 2-0 win.
That's true.
Right? What we want to know is like what is the likelihood that you're gonna get high VPs in this mission.
Okay. I don't think so. I think it's low as well. It's borderline medium.
I think it's medium actually.
Okay.
We'll go medium. We may get to the end of this column and figure out that we haven't scored it properly.
Okay.
Hold ground. So this one, to me, is quite common to get 7 for the primary objective.
Really? 3 times as many guys? Well, I guess if you get to the center...
If you know what you're doing, you block it off so the other guy can't get his models in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I see it happen a lot in the games. Either I do it or my opponent does it.
Well, it happened to me the last tournament.
Yeah. And then the other ones are leader and break, and both of those are common things that happen. So,
yeah.
To me, this is either medium or high.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Which one?
I honestly think that if people are playing competitively and they've designed their armies properly, you're not going to see a 7 for the main.
So we'll go medium then.
Yeah. Because you're both going to have enough guys to get to the middle to... Like, triple the amount of guys is a lot.
Okay.
Like, if he has 3, you have to have 9.
Moving on. Lords of Battle. So this is the keeping track of how many kills. If you get 3 times as many kills as your opponent, you can score 7.
I think that one's the least medium. You could probably push that into high as well.
We'll put high for now.
Yeah.
Because like the way we're talking about these is nothing is going to be high. So I'll put high there. Reconnoiter. See, the thing that I see is when it's 3 or 5 or 7.
Yeah.
These are not victory points that can be shared among players.
No.
It's either one person gets it and the other person doesn't. It's just the magnitude of which the person gets it at. Like, for example, like a lot of the objective ones, like you can get 2 and I can get 3.
Yeah.
All these ones that are 3, 5, or 7, it's either one of us gets points and the other one gets nothing.
It's true.
So those missions are probably not going to be low.
No.
Like all of these ones that are 3, 5, or 7, they're probably not. None of them are going to be low.
They're at least medium to high.
Yeah.
That brings up a great point because it makes it easier for you to score higher points because your opponent can't get them.
Yeah.
It's not like they're both going for that objective, but it's just a straight up.
Okay, so now that we've decided that, let's just blast through this and put at least medium for all of those.
Okay.
So this one here is medium, which is Reconnoiter.
Yeah.
Then we go down to Clash by Moonlight. This is a 1, 3, or 5, which is the same idea, so we'll put medium there for it.
Yeah.
Seize the Prize, same thing, we'll put medium. Contest of Champions, same thing, we're going to put medium. Skip that one, go down to Heirlooms. That's the last of those actually. Okay, so now we have to go to Capture and Control. We'll go back to those ones and just see if any of them we can convert them to high. Capture and Control is 10 victory points are available for capturing the objectives.
It's Domination 2.0.
Yeah, it is. And then only 1 for leader and 1 for break.
Yeah, it's literally Domination, just a different way.
It is. The thing about this one over Domination is that you don't have to stay at the objective. So it's very good for rampaging armies.
Yeah.
Because you can just turn your objectives on in your backfield and then send your whole army forward.
Plus, instead of being like a 2 on either side and 1 in the middle, this is 3 strung out across the middle and then 1 on either side.
Yeah.
So
like this is not a mission for like archery armies. No. Because
that, and you also start up to 24 inches.
Like domination, at least, that it forces the guy to keep some models back.
Mm-hmm.
This one you don't have to keep anything back.
If one guy, I got it, run away.
Yeah. So it's at least a medium then?
Yeah.
Do you think it's a high or no?
I would say this has a higher chance of it over domination.
We'll go high. Seeing as there's so few highs.
Because you can leave. You're not stuck sticking there.
Yep. Heirlooms, Heirloom of Ages Past. So this is the one where you're running around the table trying to find the objective. This one here, because Banner is part of it, there's 4 different areas you can get your victory points from.
Yeah.
So because there are 4 different areas, and the main objective is worth 3 or 6, I think it's unlikely that it would be high, simply because there are 4 things you can get victory points, so it's probably one person that isn't going to get all of them.
Yeah. So the person that gets the objective is going to win.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how much.
It's whether they get 3 or 6.
Yeah. So I honestly think that's probably, at least it's not low and it's not high, it's medium.
Okay.
Because
I agree.
It runs in that 9 to 11 range.
Fog of War.
So it's 1 or 3 times 3.
Yeah, so these are the one where you kill. Did you kill more heroes than your opponent?
No.
No? What is this one?
Pick a terrain feature.
Oh yeah, the terrain feature, protect a guy, and all this. See, this is one where
both players can get really
I could get 1 and you could get 2 of those.
Yeah.
Right? And that's 9 of the victory points that are available. Like we can split victory points. So it's not you get them or I get them.
We can both.
It's like them. You can get some and I can get some.
Well, like if you get your terrain piece.
Yeah, like you could break me and get your terrain piece, but I could protect my guy and kill the guy I was going after for you, and it's 6/6.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the other thing, it's break. Yeah.
To me, this is a low.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You agree?
Yeah. Storm the camp. Low.
Storm the camp. This one to me is by far
the lowest.
The lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just quickly go back to these 4 in the middle that we deemed as mediums because of the 3, 5, or 7. Actually, there's more than that. One of them we determined was high, and that was Lords of Battle. So going back up, Hold Ground, we said medium, and it's 3, 5, or 7. So one of us is getting 3, 5, or 7, the other guy's getting nothing. And then there's Leader and Break, worth a total of 5.
I don't think you're going to get 3 times. It's not as likely. Because people, like both armies are rushing to the middle. Mm-hmm. Right? And it's a big 6-inch bubble, so it's very, very difficult to get 3 times.
This one does, though, because of the nature of the mission, it's basically a giant scrum in the center.
Yeah.
It is like a heavy melee mission. Mm-hmm. It's all fighting, this one.
That's what I mean. Like you're not gonna keep guys back because you need bodies in the middle.
It just means that there's a greater chance of breaking and having your leader die.
Yeah.
So like those points are going to be given away.
That's true.
I still think it's a medium though.
Yeah. Well, because if both people break and both of their leaders are dead, they only get 3 each. And then you're both broken, so you're not going to have high numbers of models.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's medium. Like I still think it's not impossible, but it's very difficult to get 3 times as many models.
Okay, so far we only have 2 that are high, but we still have 4 to review here. So we're going to just take another look at Reconnoiter, at Clash by Moonlight, Seize the Prize, and Contest.
Okay.
So Reconnoiter.
I think it's high.
I do too.
Because
Because usually one person doesn't get anything off the table.
Yeah. The other person gets... All you have to do is get 3 models off and you get 7.
Yeah. Like we already said that mobility is a yes on this one.
Yeah.
And if you have mobility and I don't have it, well, I'm getting none and you're getting 3 or more.
Yeah. Well, it's
high.
Like the Reconnoiter, because I haven't played Reconnoiter a lot. The one I did play, I had Cavalry, and I got a guy off the table. Now, again, I didn't win by a lot, but...
Okay, A Clash by Moonlight.
Yeah.
This is the one where it's limited to 12-inch line of sight, +1 to wound. And what is the victory point for in this anyway? 5 victory points. A Clash by Moonlight. Number 6.
Heroes. Killing enemy heroes.
Killing enemy heroes.
So you get 1 victory point if you have a hero alive.
Okay, we can both get that point.
You get 3 if you have a hero alive and have killed more hero models than your opponent. And then the last one is if you have at least a hero remaining and your opponent has none, then you get 5.
So this mission can actually give out 13 victory points.
Yes.
I think it's one of the only ones that you get more than 12.
There's a couple of them. But the way that Games Workshop does theirs is the most a single person can get is 12.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
So there are some, like especially
like in this one here, you can get 12 and I can get 1.
Yeah, and Fog of War is the same thing. Like one person can get 9 and the other person can get 6 or something like that. So
okay.
Clash by Moonlight, if you kill all of your opponent's heroes and you have 1 alive, you're getting 5. Like odds are, well, you've killed their leader, so that's worth 2. So you're at 7 there.
Mm-hmm.
And then breaking, which is if you've killed all of their heroes.
Yeah, again, like this is if you're building an army to like, you know, like if you're building like a hunter orc list where you're just trying to get to the other guy and melee him into the ground, basically.
Yeah. This
is the mission for you.
For sure.
I think it's high.
Yeah. Change it.
Where am I here?
Right there. We're just gonna go in and change all
now. Now we're going heavy with the highs.
Yeah, we're getting
seize the prize.
25% or move off.
This one is interesting. This is interesting to mention the end condition, because this one it's 25%, but both armies have to be reduced to 25%. So it's a long mission.
Or the
prize moves off the opposite side of the table.
Yeah. This is a tough one. Because you could easily get the 7.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like when I play this, I always have a very difficult time getting the prize off of my opponent's table edge, just because I don't typically play with cavalry.
Yeah.
But I see people that do play with cavalry get it off all the time.
Every time I've lost this mission, it's because someone's flown it off with a fell beast.
Yeah.
Or a cavalry model. Like you say.
Yeah.
Mobility, it's... Oh, but you, like, if you get it off, you're getting 7.
Yes. And then you're just fighting for leader and break.
Yeah. Well, typically this game is usually won by getting the objective and running it off the table. And you don't care about leader or breaking?
Well, see, if you run the objective off the table, it ends the game. So it's probably...
And you get 7.
It's probably going to be 7-0.
Yeah.
Or 7-1 because you put a wound on your leader or something.
Yeah.
I think it's medium. I don't think it's high.
If we're saying 7's the most you're...
Well, I'm just saying that can happen. I mean, those points are still available.
Yeah.
You know, like...
But if you stick around and fight and you keep the objective on their side of the table and you don't get it off...
Yeah, like it's quite likely you could like hold on to the objective in the other guy's army and then just beat up his army and get some of the other points and you end up with 10 VPs or something.
Or grab it and run into the back corner of your territory.
Yeah, you only get 3 for it then.
Yeah. But then you fight it up.
I still think it stays at a medium.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, last one. Contest of Champions.
Depends on what hero you're running.
Yeah.
Like if you have Smog as your hero.
It's just like in general, does this mission surrender low, medium, or high to the winner? Huh. Well, I mean, one person is getting 0 for the main objective, and the other person's either getting 3, 5, or 7.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody is getting, there's 1 to 3, or 1 or 3 for leader, and there's 1 or 2 for break.
Yes, but the 1 or 3 for leader is only if your leader kills their leader.
Is it?
Yes. I will double check though.
That makes those points very less likely to...
Yeah. Score 1 victory point if your leader causes 1 or more wounds to the enemy leader. Mm-hmm. If your leader kills the enemy leader, you get 3.
So because of that requirement, it means that those points are probably going to be given out on a very limited number of games. So I would say this is medium also.
Yeah.
All right.
Your hero could run amok through theirs, and I don't know. Like I don't see, like, unless I don't know. I'd say it's medium. We got a fair mix there.
We do. So we ended up with how many lows? 2?
3.
3 lows, which are Domination, Fog of War, and Storm the Camp.
Yep.
And then we've got, how many mediums do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which are To the Death.
Yep.
Hold Ground.
Mm-hmm.
Seize the Prize. Contest of Champions. And Heirloom of Ages Past.
Yep.
And then
the last
sounds like
5.
Sounds like it should be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is Lords of Battle.
Yep.
Kill the other guy's army. Reconnoiter. Run stuff off the table. A Clash by Moonlight. Whatever that is.
That's the break and that's the break and kill leaders.
Kill enemy heroes.
Yeah.
And then Capture and Control, which is kind of domination, but you don't have to stay on the objectives.
Yeah, so because you can leave them, you don't have to leave guys behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the chart filled out, and what this all means, I don't know.
We just wanted to talk about it because we talk about it to.
Well, now that we have this chart filled in, the whole idea of this chart is to, from an analytical point of view, you should be able to look at this now and figure out the highest probability things to include in your army to help you win and get VPs.
Okay.
And maybe we even need to add another column for something else.
Maybe.
Which our viewers can let us know.
But if you know what missions you're playing, you could look at this and be like, oh, well, this is what these guys are saying. So these missions say that mobility helps. Like, it's a very needed thing. Yeah. Then maybe I need to make sure I have cavalry, or these ones that Horde wins almost all the time. So.
Or like down at the bottom, I've got the average VPs for each of those categories. So like Banner, it only gives out an average of 0.33 victory points when you average it out over all of them. So having a banner is really overall not very important in terms of the amount of victory points you can expect to get from it.
Yeah. Maybe.
It helps you in combats, but
it doesn't give you victory points.
Just because you're going to take a banner in your army, it's overall because you may not even get one of those missions.
True.
In the tournament. Anyway.
Sure.
Chart is filled out.
Okay.
We've got to figure out a name for this chart. The scenario breakdown chart. But that's it. We're probably into a really long episode again, in spite of the timing.
Because we spent a lot of time on this.
In spite of the stopwatch on our thing.
I went over every time. Hey, we kept it under 3 minutes, because I could have been like, I throw the 6.
I definitely noticed it was like keeping you short
It's like trying to herd cats when it comes to me and describing my missions. Yeah. That's a term that's used a lot. Herd cats.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Alright guys, thanks for sticking with us if you have stayed until now, and we'll see you again on the next one, and don't forget to get your toy soldiers out and come and play some games with us at the OSBGL and learn all about the scenario breakdown chart and how to build an awesome army.
Yeah.